Circadian biology it's at the core of biohacking. And the idea of circadian biology is that your body detects what time of day it is, and it changes your system and what it's going to do based on the signals it gets. So light is a nutrient. You have people say, well, I need some carbohydrates. I'll just have corn syrup. It's a carbohydrate, but it's junk food. It's not a big stretch to say we can have junk light. And your body looks at the color of light, the intensity of light, and the angle of light. And 5% of cells inside your eyes pick up that light, but it doesn't show it to your visual cortex. It goes into the timing system in the brain called the SCN. And the body says, it's my job to figure out what time of day it is. And this goes back to mitochondria 2 billion years ago. They're in the ocean. It's cold and dark at night. And that's when they recover. And then the sun comes up and it's red. So you're getting sunrise. And then as the day goes on and the sun's right above you, you get bright blue and all the colors of light. It's directly overhead. And that's when there's the most food available because the algae's been growing all day, right? And then the sun starts to go down and it gets redder again, and then it's dark. Well, the entire system in your body is trying to figure out what time of day it is to tell you what to do. And if you have dinner after the sun goes down, it goes, oh, there's a lot of food. It must not be nighttime. And if you have dinner underneath those stupid spotlights they have at restaurants now that are just like making you cringe like you're in some sort of East German interrogation thing, you've now told your body with the environment around you that it's not time to get ready to sleep. And if you have that dinner late at night, you have bright lights at night, your ability to regulate your blood sugar goes down. When your melatonin levels rise, which is supposed to happen in darkness, it makes you insulin resistant. So midnight snacks, late dinners, they will make you old. And earlier dinners can have a profound effect on your metabolism. And controlling the light at night especially, if you were to visit my farm in Canada, all of the lighting outdoors is red. It doesn't disrupt insects or birds. There's owls that live very close to the house because there aren't bright lights. It doesn't attract bugs. And I go outside and I can see the Milky Way because the red lights don't affect us either, unless they're very, very bright. Go to my house in Austin. It's all red lights at night.
Same. This place is like, my neighbors sometimes walk by my house. They're like, why is your house always red at night?
They're like, vampire? Maybe it's a house of ill repute or a submarine.
Just trying to keep my circadian biology in check.
It has changed my life. I was the guy who would go to sleep. I've tracked my sleep now for 17 years because I was so bad at it. My bedtime was 2:02 a.m. since I was 10 years old. I would stay up late at night with a flashlight reading. I just wanted to read. And I've never been able to go to sleep before that. And about 7-8 years ago, because of biohacking, I finally figured this out. And I started one of the first modern circadian glasses companies called True Dark.
I have some of your guys' light bulbs
upstairs. Oh, sweet. You got the light bulbs?
Yeah.
I love those. And the glasses, I don't get jet lag anywhere on the planet because even what I'm wearing right now, these are only blocking toxic blue light because you need blue light during the day. You just need some of it. And blue light below, it's called 490 nanometers, but it's the lower spectrum of blue light. That stresses your eyes and your brain, and it sends you a very strong signal that it must be the middle of the day. So when you cut that out and you allow the healthy blue in, which is what these do, these aren't blue blockers, they're True Dark glasses, they're different. And in the evening, you'll see me wearing ones that are a carefully designed layer of optical filters that control the angle, intensity, and the 4 colors of light that ruin your sleep. When you see me sleeping in a hotel, I'm the guy who puts black electrical tape over the stupid blinking green light because green light disrupts your sleep. And yes, you'll go to sleep. You just don't get good sleep. And I get an average of 90 minutes of deep and 90 minutes of REM sleep in 6.5 hours, and I go to bed at 10:30 or 11 easily. My entire life, I could not do that no matter how much I tried until I learned about lighting. You want to live a long time, you want to have a better spiritual life, experience darkness. We were wired to have darkness, only starlight, or to sleep in caves. So have a sleep cave. How expensive is it to have blackout curtains and to put tape over any LED in your bedroom? It's not that expensive. And if you're saying this sounds crazy, there's this study from Japan. They look at the amount of light that leaks around curtains in the average city and found a 69% increase in depression in people who slept with that amount of light. Or you could just get better curtains and get a dimmer switch. Like, you can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. What are you're obviously a big advocate for red light as well. And so what's the efficacy of red light therapy? You're leveraging that as well in the morning or nighttime, whether it's through a panel or you have light bulbs and different things in your house, in terms of what it does for mitochondrial function and just overall health.
Having red light therapy is different than red light for circadian timing.
Yeah.
So for red light therapy, it turns out cells in your body have something called chromophores. And these are light-sensitive proteins on cells. And there's two spectrums within red that are particularly effective. So they're just narrow little windows of light that light up the cells. They can actually add electrons to your cells. Your mitochondria make electrons, or you could have a red light on you that adds electrons. Red light speeds healing of wounds, speeds healing of your skin, and it can help to reset your circadian biology. But you can use red light anytime you want. If it's really bright and you shine in your eyes at night, that's not a good idea because it's too bright. But you put it over your gut because your vagus nerve, and there's so much activity there, and you just feel your whole body calm down. Anywhere that's feeling injured or tense or muscle knots, you put it there, it just calms down. Even my kids, and they'd get a stomach ache, which isn't that common in kids if you know how to feed them. But if they would go in, you put the red light over their stomach, and the nausea goes away. So it's pretty profound what you can do. And red light therapy today is very affordable. So should you get 10 minutes of it in the morning while you're brushing your teeth? Yes. And that's a great idea. Should you do it at night? Yes. And I do that sometimes. But you can also just go outside if you want to save money, as long as you have sunshine. If you live in Canada, you're screwed because it's dark all the time. So then you should probably have a red light panel.
Yeah. So in terms of optimizing sleep, which I think is, at least for me, is like the number one thing that affects my state of consciousness during the day, is like how well I'm rested.
Oh, so good.
And so we touched on light, which is obviously one of the most important. You also mentioned time of last meal. I've always found like my last meal, it's like around 3 p.m. and I feel so much better.
Oh, yeah.
In the deep sleep I get. And so what are the other things that can really help optimize sleep?
Eat earlier and experience darkness at night, or wear the true dark glasses that basically make your eyes think it's dark even though you can still see. That's just the first thing you do. Blacked out bedroom. You want to cool your thermostat to 68 Fahrenheit, or you could do what I do and have a system that cools your mattress.
Nice. Is it like Sleep Me or 8 Sleep?
There's 8 Sleep, there's Sleep Me, which was formerly Chili Sleep.
Yeah, I have that.
I was an investor in Chili. It was like the first podcast they were ever
nice.
on. And those really make a difference. There's also various things that matter you wouldn't expect. It's what you do when you first wake up that affects your sleep that night. So when you first wake up, go outside if you can and get just a few minutes of bright sunlight. Sunglasses, regular glasses, or contacts stop it from working. And there's a few newer biohackers, like even Andrew Huberman is saying, well, it doesn't matter if you have, no, it does matter, because ultraviolet light is a signal for your eyes. People who get some ultraviolet light, you don't want to cook your eyes in the sun all day long, but some ultraviolet light is associated with having less nearsightedness, so you don't need glasses. And ultraviolet's just a very important signal to tell your body to make something called melanin. And the healthy glow of having a tan, melanin has a very important function electrically to help convert light into electricity in the body. I wrote about the research in that in Headstrong, my book on cognitive enhancement. So morning sunlight equals better sleep at night. If you don't have morning sunlight, bright red panel, really good idea.
It also supports melatonin release, right? With the circadian rhythm. If you get the light early in the morning, it kind of sets your clock up, right?
Yeah. And if you want to be real fancy about it, go out at lunch and spend 5 minutes. Again, you can be in shade, but you just need the sun above you. And then that timing system goes, oh, wow, I got a morning signal, I got a midday signal, and then you stop eating.
Yeah.
If you can stop eating at 3, that's great. The reason that I taught people to skip breakfast for intermittent fasting is that the way society is set up, dinner is a social meal. And being able to socialize is really important for us. So if you're a hardcore biohacker and you don't have business meals and you don't have to have your kids home from school and have dinner at 5 or 6, which works for most people, if you can set it up so that you work out at 2 p.m., which is the best time to work out, and you have your final meal at 3 p.m., you'll get the most results. It's just you have to live like a hermit to do that.